to our daily Bible devotions. Last week, we talked about epistemology, which answers the questions, how do we know what we know? Or which ones of the things that we know can be trusted or not? And this week, we're going to continue our reflections on epistemology. And as we reflect on epistemology, let's check if the truth can really be known. I want you to take a look at this quotation from Andrei Sakharov. He is the man, the physicist, who gave the former Soviet Union the atomic bomb. And even though he's someone who created atomic bombs for the Russians, this is what he said: the most powerful weapon in the world is truth. Think about that. He created the atomic bomb for the Russians, but he said the most powerful weapon in the world is truth. Now let's look at what Winston Churchill said. He said, "A lie gets halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to get its pants on." Now Winston Churchill is talking about the truth, but it's in the context that sometimes a lie spreads faster than the truth. And I am under the impression that Winston Churchill is a government leader that sees the necessity of lies being spread to protect the truth. Here's what Galileo Galilei said, the man who invented telescope and experimented on gravity. He said, "All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered. The point is to discover them." Galileo says truths can be discovered. And that makes sense because he made lots of experimentations to discover things about the truth. Truth about the earth, truth about other planets. From the author of Sherlock Holmes, Arthur Conan Doyle, he said, "Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth." What does that mean? Because sometimes people cannot get to the truth because they wouldn't want to believe the impossible. And this makes sense for a writer of detective novel such as Arthur Conan Doyle, because many detectives really are able to find out the truth because they entertain the impossible, so to speak. What people cannot normally think as something that can happen, they consider that. And they realize that is actually what happened. So once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. Now I want to introduce to you this term, agnosticism. You'll probably hear some people say that I am an agnostic, referring to themselves as someone who doesn't believe in God. But that's not actually accurate. If you do not believe in God, that's atheism. So you are an atheist. An agnostic is someone who claims that he doesn't know what he believes about God. An agnostic claims that he doesn't know because he cannot know. That's his belief. Agnosticism is from the Greek word agnostos, which means unknowable. So strictly speaking, it does not just refer to belief in God. It refers to belief about reality. So this is still connected to epistemology. Strictly speaking, it's the doctrine that humans cannot know of the existence of anything beyond the phenomena of their experience. Meaning, what they experience, that's the only thing that they know. About other people's experience, they cannot know anything about it. About other truth, they think, I have my own truth, you have your own truth. I cannot know about yours, I can only know about mine. So that's what they're saying. It's their belief. They can only know the things that they have experienced. Outside their own experience, outside that, nothing. No, they can't know that. So an agnostic says, I cannot know that, so therefore I do not know. And I wouldn't venture to know. You see, this strikes a contrast from the previous statements given by Andrei Sakharov, a physicist, Galileo Galilei, a scientist, a political man such as Winston Churchill and uh, a man of literature like Arthur Conan Doyle, because they all talk about the truth. They talk about discovering the truth. And here is a belief that the truth cannot be known, that you cannot know it, so therefore you will just not explore it. Look at this passage from the Bible. From John chapter 18, verses 33 to 35, here's a familiar story. Maybe not for all, but this is an intense scene from the Bible. This is when Jesus was brought to a political trial, religious and political trials. So the religious leaders could not could not sentence Jesus to death. So they threw him to Pilate, a Roman governor, thinking that maybe the Romans can kill Jesus for them. Pilate went back inside the palace, summoned Jesus, and asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Okay, notice when he asked this, he's expecting an honest answer from Jesus. More so, when you examine this conversation, this suggests that Pilate considers Jesus as a sort of an equal. He treats Jesus with respect. He does not treat Jesus as a convict. He does not treat Jesus as a criminal. Because you don't ask a criminal, have you committed it? Of course, the criminal would say, I'm not guilty. Okay? Pilate asked Jesus, asking him sincerely, are you the king of the Jews? Is that your own idea? Jesus asked, or did others talk to you about me? Pilate replied. So here you will see Pilate really engaged. Pilate replied, am I a Jew? Your own people and chief priests handed you over to me. What is it you have done? Now, after being engaged emotionally, now he's genuinely curious. What is it you have done? Jesus replied in verses 36 to 37, my kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest by the Jewish leaders. But now, my kingdom is from another place. You are a king then, said Pilate. And Pilate was thinking, why do you try to avoid my question? See, you are a king. And then, as we continue in verses 37 to 38, Jesus answered, you say that I am a king. In fact, the reason I was born and came into the world is to testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me. And to which Pilate replied, what is truth? Retorted Pilate. So Pilate says, okay, this man is sincerely talking about the truth. Politically speaking, Pilate knows, okay, truth cannot go very far. So he turned his back. He went out to the Jews gathered there, and then he said, I find no basis for a charge against him. Pilate sees Jesus as innocent. After that exchange, he knows this man was simply accused of something because it's political. But I respect him. I don't want to charge him. But what I want you to focus on is that at first, Pilate started the conversation sincerely asking for the truth. Then Jesus gave him the truth, and then he realized, okay, that's the truth, but I know this is going nowhere. And what I really want us to reflect on is the reality, the fact, the truth can be known. Great people, professionals, they know this. Truth can be known. You seek out to discover truth. You are studying because you know you will discover truth. You open books, you read because you know you can discover truth. Detectives, criminal investigators, they seek out to investigate because the truth can be known. Those people who say that truth cannot be known, they say that out of convenience because they're lazy. They don't want to do anything. So they just say, what's the point of doing it? I'll never know the truth anyway. But if you're really honest, if you really want, like what Pilate did, like what Arthur Conan Doyle said, if you will just seek out to discover, you can know the truth. You can discover it. The real question is, are you willing to know? Or can you handle the truth? Pilate got the truth. He got it from Jesus. Can he handle it? Or more so, does he think the people can handle the truth? That's another question. The very first answer to our initial question is that yes, the truth can be known. Now it's just a matter of whether we can handle it or not, or whether we're interested about it or not. Remember what Galileo said? All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered. The point is to discover them. That's the point. Galileo is not just talking about religion or God here. He's talking about everything. He's talking about the world. But if this is the reality about the world, then this applies to everything else. Arthur Conan Doyle said, once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. That's why Jesus of Nazareth said, everyone on the side of truth listens to me. Are you on the side of truth? If you are, then you will listen to Jesus.